I know you know I spilled water and I had to go out and buy another calculator. So these new ones are not as strong as the old ones, and make sure you don't spill anything on it because you will go berserk. I took the battery out on the old one. Nothing worked. Nothing. It just died. Simply died. It was creating all sorts of unacceptable calculations. Everything was terrible. So please make sure you do not spill anything on your calculator. So, okay, parentheses, negative x minus 2 and power 3. And then come down from there, depending on your calculator, and then x minus 3. And then square. Stop, don't hit on graph, because we have to adjust the viewing window, and I know it. So negative 5 to 5 is good enough, but I have to go probably negative 100 or even more to 5. So negative 5, 5, negative 100 to 5. So window. Negative 5 to 5, that should be good enough with a scale of 1, but I have to go much lower here. Let's say negative 100, I don't know. I don't have this maximum. Without calculus, I cannot determine it. If you take calculus, you'll be able to determine that. And why maximum 5? Okay, now let's see. It's even lower than 100. So everything is perfect as we expected. Of course, it has the minimum to the right-hand side of the y-axis. Not before. It crosses, but it even goes lower than it. So I have to go and adjust, let's say, to negative 120 maybe. Yes, so now I can see this minimum is between 0 and 3. So second and calc, I want a minimum, which is 3. Between 0 and 3. Give me the minimum. So the minimum is at 1, and it's negative 108. So 1 comma 108 is the local minimum. Go back and put it in. 1 comma 108, local min. Of course, this is a local max. And that's the graph. So again, with these polynomial functions, if when you graph them, it tends to twist your wrist, don't trust it. They have to be nice, smooth, continuous functions. Okay, so that was the polynomial function. We chose degree 5. Anything else? Anything else from the list, or anything else you would like? So the test will be available for at least 2 hours, from 10:30 to maybe 1 o'clock. You have 2 hours, open notes, open book. Just don't use other devices or anybody else's help.
That'll be on Thursday?
It will be on Thursday. So you can start anywhere between 10:30 and 1 p.m. and you have 2 hours. Don't forget to write your work. I prefer when you write a problem, then draw a line so I know where to look, so I can give the maximum amount of points. If you can, it's another requirement. Show all your work so you can get the maximum possible. Anything else? There's nothing else. Don't forget domain. We had problems with domain, right? What I just recycled. Please remember something like this. And look at all these. You can use your method. You don't have to use the table if you don't like this table. Use your own method. That's fine by me. But the method in the book, Be very careful with it because you may not be able to identify where the bracket is and where the parenthesis is. That's why I never use the method that they present in the book. So careful on that. Say it again.
How many questions is it?
Oh, not more than 15. Even 12, they may have part A, B, and C or something.
Okay.
You should be able to finish in much less than an hour and a half. Less than an hour and a half.
How many questions are on the test again?
Not more than 15. Some of them just, you know, like we had many of them today. You needed like 30 seconds. So for example, this problem needs less than 30 seconds. This problem needs more work, right? This one, probably 2-3 minutes, right? You shouldn't have any difficulties with this or finding the midpoint. Now this requires more steps and more time because you have to graph the y equals x, you have to graph one function, you have to reverse the coordinates, you have to go through these steps. So this requires more time. But many of them require just a blink if you know what you're doing. But if you have to start looking in your notes through 10 pages, that I don't know. So that's why the best is to redo the problems we did in class. Always. Okay, we still have about 5 minutes or so. So what would you like to do? Any questions?
Can you go back to the page where you had number 12? I'll
Yes.
just take a picture real quick.
Yes, I'm going to post it after class.
Okay.
You know where to find all the notes, right?
Yeah, I forgot.
That's okay. No. Which one was number 12? I forgot which one was number 12.
It was like one of the first questions we did.
Oh,
It
oh,
was the
yeah.
first
I
question.
got it. I remember now. Okay. You mean this one? Was this the one?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone would like to work on anything else?
You might want to share the next page too, because that's where you. Put the
Yes.
graph.
I was just waiting for her to tell me. Is this okay?
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else would like anything, other problems, anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we working on anything else? 5 minutes roughly.
What is this extra credit question on this test?
Let me take a look.
It says, does this equation represent the equation of a circle? So like, would you, for this extra credit question, would you have to like rearrange the stuff? Like, how do you tell? It's no.
All these steps with a yes.
Cool. For some reason, I thought that you did a different problem for the circle.
No, I copied that one. Anything else?
I don't have anything else.
So I did not write the test. The test will be in Canvas. you should have zero difficulties. Zero. With any of these. If you redo them and look at other problems we did in class, you should have no difficulties. Anything else? Is there anything else you would like to look at? Don't forget domain. Don't forget adding, subtracting. Those are simple. We looked at everything else. The only thing we didn't do today, but we had almost an hour last time on inequalities. Do we understand this table?
Yep.
Everyone? Careful when you have a rational, you have to have, if it's undefined, you have to put undefined. It's 0 when the top is 0, but it's undefined when the bottom is 0. So careful on that.
So could you, like, the differences between type 1, type 2, and type 3, like the things that you know right off the bat?
Yes. So
what are, like, I know type 2 is like the horizontal asymptote is always 0.
exactly. And type 1 is always the leading coefficient over the leading coefficient.
Okay.
Always. So the leading coefficient over the leading coefficient. And that's also the end behavior. But if it's type 3, which I will not ask you to graph, I will ask you if this function has a slant asymptote, and if it does, find it. Don't graph the function. So you may have something like this. Does this function, what type is this?
Type 3?
Yes, it will not have a horizontal, not a horizontal asymptote, but a slant asymptote. Yes. You all you have to do is divide this by this to get this, the quotient, and find the slant asymptote, and that's it. You cannot use synthetic division. You have to use the long division, and you know the slant asymptote will be aligned because when you divide degree 3 by degree 2, you must get a line. So careful because the squared term is missing, space 2x plus 2x minus 1, and then x squared plus 2. So x squared times what is x cubed? The answer is x. Obviously, this must be a line. X times x squared is x cubed, but I have to subtract. And then x times 2x is 2x, but I have to subtract. I don't have an x squared term, which is even better. A -1, and it's done. So then the function can be presented x squared plus 2x minus 1 over x squared plus 2 as quotient minus, because it's minus, the remainder over the divisor. The slant asymptote is only the quotient. So you may have a question like that, not to graph it.